Quilting Cowboy, the Halloween edition.
Not really, you'll be fine. But I am excited about this project because it's super fun and it's really easy and especially fun to do with kids. I mean, check it out. How cute is that, right? And so essentially I've uploaded a file to my website that has all of these. You just print it off at home. Let me grab these and show you. And they're all scaled so that you can match any skull with any hat or with any beard or with any horns or whatever else that is in here, so that they all go together. And so when you print out the file at home, you have, right, some skulls, cool, some hats, some beard and mustache options. Gotta have mustache options, right? Okay. Okay. And look, check out these hats. Like, how fun is that, right? Little pilgrim hat, of course, a cowboy hat. Yeehaw! I love this one too. So fun, little beanie, because you know, we got to accessorize and put little, you know, little puffy puff balls there, right? Little pom poms right there, which is kind of fun. Wherever you can accessorize, you know, do that. So, anyways, this is a super easy project. Let me show you some of the other ones. This one's just a skull and crossbones, right? And then this one has horns. Ooh, scary, right? And so you're just going to cut out the background fabric in black, 4.5 by 6.5, right, inches. And then the skull is going to go here, and then just wherever you know feel is appropriate to put your little guys, and then just sew them all together. But what's fun about this, it's really like a Mr. Potato Head project, right? Because you can mix and match anything you want. That's why it's so fun for kids, because if you kind of have a little bit pre-done, like even have them pre-cut, you just put some fusible on the back and then melt it essentially to the background. Let me show you how to do that. All right, so looking at our options, I've essentially decided that for my blocks, I'm gonna do all the backgrounds in black, right? And then everything in the foreground in a combination of red and gold. So that's what I'm doing. Of course, you can feel free to change that up as you wish, but just cut your background block, right? 4.5, like I said, it's 4.5 by 6.5. Right? And then cut the background out, and then choose your skull, right? There's 5 here for you to choose from. This one here is that one, right? This one is that one, but I moved the lower jaw just to animate him a little bit more, right? And then this one is that guy, right? So anyways, that's how that works, and I'm just gonna select one I haven't done. Let's go with this more smiley guy here. And you just get your fusible, put it on top. You can totally see right through it. Grab a fine tip Sharpie and trace it out, right? So if you can trace, you can do this project. Now, of course, my pen's not working. Hold on. All right, so if you can trace, you can do this project, right? Easy enough. Just put the fusible, paper side up, over the printout, and then just trace out the skull. Pretty easy. And then okay, easy, right? And then what we're gonna do is just use some scissors, some paper scissors, not our handy dandy fabric scissors, but paper scissors, and cut this out of the fusible. I'm using Hot Fix. I really love this product. It is so thin. It's pretty amazing stuff, and it's permanent. It's not going anywhere. So then from here, essentially I'm gonna decide, okay, what background am I gonna use? Well, I'm really digging this one here, right? So let me grab a red maybe to do on top of this for the skull. So let's look at doing him in this color here. All right, I think that has good contrast, and so I will just grab a corner of this, right, that he's gonna go on there. And now you Okay, so you were able to write on the paper side. You wouldn't actually be able to write on the other side because it's very waxy, right? So then this side goes down, and you're going to go over to the ironing board, and with no steam, just iron it really good till it affixes. This hot fix takes about maybe 20 to 30 seconds to really adhere. And then once it's really stuck and cooled down, then you can go ahead and cut it out with your fabric scissors. Okay, that should just about do it. It's gonna be on there pretty good. Whew. Hot stuff. Okay, so now I'm ready to use my fabric scissors and just cut this out. Again, this is just the easiest project ever, and I think it looks super great. Now, the fabrics that I have chosen, I was very motivated by kind of a scary old sofa, because I think that those type of fabrics lend themselves well to this type of an idea. Whatever I do, I want to make it beautiful, right? I'll never do something that's, tacky or, at the end of the project, just not visually beautiful. So I really like the way that this project is coming together, because it still uses beautiful fabrics. They're just more vintage. Some of them are more of an upholstery fabric that I had in my stash, as opposed to regular fabric, which is going to give the quilt at the end, when I'm done, a little bit more of a different hand, right, when you go over these. Now I'm going to have to tack these down and quilt them down really good, but those pom-poms, but I will do that, no problem. And so then just cut out the eyes, and then once you're done with all that, you're pretty much ready to add accessories. All right. I got that guy all cut out, see, just like that. And I can start to tell exactly what he's gonna be looking like. And so I go over to my sheet and, okay, what kind of accessories do I want him to have? Well, I think I want him to have the cowboy hat. So I think that's going to be awesome. So I'll look at this, kind of what I've already got going on, and I'm thinking a little more gold is needed, so I'm going to do the cowboy hat in gold. So same process, fusible down, trace the cowboy hat, and I'm going to cut it a little short here because this one might be a little wide. All right, and like that, straight down here and over here. And don't worry about it being too exact. It'll still look good, even if it's not precisely the same shape. All right, so I'm gonna take this, put it onto some gold. Okay, and iron that down. So the first step you're not going to screw up, because you really can only write on one side of this, right? Now, this is directional fabric, so I want to make sure that I get the direction right, exactly the way that I want it. And make sure, this is where you're going to mess it up if you're going to, is that you put it on the wrong side of the fabric, okay? And then just hold that down, let the glue affix. It has to melt, and then it melts into the fabric, so I kind of push it around. All right, that should be just about done. And now I can cut it out. This is where it starts to get really fun, because you've got all these things. And if I was doing this with kids, I'd probably have the pieces done to this level where, you can move them around, you can mix and match them, and then kids can pull, glasses and try them on or whatever. And so once you essentially kind of determine like what your guy is going to be and look like, you just have to peel this paper off, right? And then essentially just iron it down. Now, you'd probably want to start with the skull, right? The lowest layer first, and then build on top of that, right? It's like Photoshop layers. Little graphic design joke there for you. But you can see how that would work, and then you can keep building accessories. I might actually give him a mustache. I think that would be hilarious. And then I'm going to accessorize the hat like I did with this one, right? Now, obviously, I'm not going to be doing these pom-poms, because that would not fit in the Western thing, but I might give him a little brim line or whatever, and then I think a mustache would really do it, and that would be super fun. But you can kind of see where this project is headed, and I'll probably do every other one in red and gold, so you can start to see what that would look like, you know, as a quilt. I think it's going to be really cool. So anyways, and not only that, not only really cool, but I think it's also going to be really quite beautiful, right? By the time the whole project is done and put together. And depending on how big you want it to be, you can make placemats, you can do a table runner, you can do a full quilt, depending on how many, you know, of these little blocks. Ooh, you can't see it there. These little blocks that you want to do. But anyways, it's super easy, and you can just go to quiltingcowboy.com and then go to the shop tab, and then under there will be the file, and you just download it at home, and then, like I said, print these out. So I'm going to continue putting this together. All right, this is actually where it becomes a lot easier when you take the paper off and you're arranging them. When you're doing with the paper on, they kind of move around and shift a lot. But once you take the paper off, then they actually stick a lot more. If I can get the, I just trimmed my nails today, of course. Hello, here we go. All right. Okay, so I kind of want him to be on an angle, but not the same angle as the last one. So I'll probably, there we go, more like that, right? And then get his hat. So I've got him down. Now this hat is going into the seam allowance, right? So you need to be mindful of that, that there's gonna be but I'm actually okay with that. In fact, I'm kind of playing with that a little bit in terms of how the skulls or ghosts are kind of, you know, fading in and fading out of the picture. And so how do I want this to, gotta get this one just right, right? I think that looks pretty good. So then just iron that down, and check it out. I made him a little mustache, which is hilarious. All right, let me get the mustache placed. That's really gonna make the whole thing, right, is his mustache. Okay, there we go. I think that's about right. Oh, I love it. That's so fun. And then you could see how this guy has a line. I just drew that on with a permanent ink, right? Just to kind of, so you could do that, or you could put another stripe of there, a little bit of felt or something like that along there would be cool as well. But here we go. Check it out. How fun is that? Right, so I'm going to accessorize the hat a little bit because it's a little flat, a little one-dimensional, so I want to kind of pop it up a little bit, and then he's good to go. Just that easy. Yay! Anyways, I hope that's a fun project for you. You know, you can just, like I said, download these files on my website and then print them off at home. And once you turn it into the paper, right, that's what I do with the kids. Like I said, have them all pre-done, so all the skulls are already cut out and everything, and they can just mix and match them and put them onto the fabric, and then you can help them iron it down. Obviously being very careful because you need a really hot iron to do this. But they can kind of arrange the various pieces, you know, kind of in a Mr. Potato Head fashion, and pick and choose glasses and horns, or, you know, whatever it is that they want to make it their own. And it could be a really fun project. So I hope that that is something that you enjoy. If you do, please send me photos. I would love to see it, and I will post a photo of mine once I'm done. I really want to do a whole quilt, and I think it'll just be awesome. I've never done a Halloween quilt before, and I think this one will be really beautiful. Anyways, thanks again for tuning in. I always appreciate hearing from you. If you want, you can reach me at quiltingcowboy@gmail.com, and I really appreciate your support.